I had a question as to the relationship, let's say, with spirituality or religion, sacredness, and how that ties in also with the new cosmology, the new universe story, who seems to hold a sense of sacredness about the world. So where does this all fit?
Yes, so true. So again, what we see is that the reductionist Western mindset looks at the world as being really just a resource for exploitation. But as what we see in the book, that idea didn't just arise in the last few hundred years. It actually, the foundation of that kind of way of thinking really began with the ancient Greeks. That something really unique happened at that time, 2,500 years ago or so, in Greece, that didn't happen anywhere else in the world, which was this way of looking at an absolute split in the cosmos, saying that there's some sort of transcendent realm up there, and there's this material world down below. And the material world is kind of icky, and things die, and it's just, it's not a good place, basically. But the transcendent world has this kind of ideal sense of, that's where good really is. And that split then applied to the human being. So suddenly a human being, rather than being an integrated organism, was this kind of split entity that had a soul that was like this kind of abstract eternal thing, and this physical body. And the soul, they actually used to talk about the soul being imprisoned or entombed in the body. So the death of the body was liberation for the soul. So that kind of split thinking led to this rise of Christianity, which kind of took these ideas and then applied it to every aspect of your life. And here's the God you're meant to pray to, and the only meaning of your life is really for your soul to get to a kind of eternal life in heaven. And then actually, we see there's a section dedicated to Descartes, because we see that Descartes did this amazing thing of turning Christian thought into modern dualistic thought. And suddenly he sort of took this idea of the soul and turned it into the mind. And he said, I got it. Like, what it's really about is, and what I am as a human being is cogito ergo sum, that famous phrase. I think, therefore I am. The only part of me that's truly existing, I can truly believe in, is my thought. And not surprisingly, he then applied this to the rest of the world. If humans have this thought, other animals don't. They don't go around asking themselves, cogito ergo sum. So he actually saw animals as being instruments, having absolutely no soul, no feeling, no nothing. And he endorsed doing these hideous vivisections on animals. So as they'd be screaming, he'd say, oh, it's just a mechanical thing. They don't have a soul, they don't actually have feelings. So that kind of Cartesian way of thinking, as it's called, has applied to the whole modern sort of scientific project, where the natural world is seen as something that we do experiments on, and we don't actually treat other entities as if they have the same sort of sacred existence as humans, which of course laid the foundation for the modern corporate global capitalist way of looking at things, which is the world is consumption, as the world is there to be consumed. So that even nowadays, many progressive, forward-thinking environmentalists trying to get the big corporations and capitalist societies to respect nature more actually try to talk about them in the same way. Say, well, you've got to realize there's these ecosystem services that nature provides, which is this is worth $20 billion. So you got to, so that whole sense of the sacredness of nature has disappeared from our Western dualistic worldview. And that's something that in every other culture we see in this book, traditional Chinese, Indian, and indigenous cultures. The sacredness of nature and humans being embeddedness within that is fundamental to our way of finding meaning.
Is that being changed by the new universe story?
I believe that any modern story that starts from this basis of meaning arising from our embedded existence in the natural world and from the natural world itself, and that's where sacredness is offering the potential for that positive move forward, and is really bringing value to where we need to go. So thank you.